In his opening remarks at the summit, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi invited the African Union, represented by Chairperson Azali Assoumani, to take a seat at the table of G20 leaders as a permanent member. The African Union was made a permanent member of the G20, comprising the world's richest and most powerful countries. We have made proposals for the African Union to receive full membership in the G20. I am sure we all agree. So with the permission of all group members, I invite the chairman of the African Union to take his seat as a full member of the G20. The African Union, a continental body of 55 member states, now has the same status as the European Union, the only regional bloc with a full membership. Its previous designation was Invited International Organization. During the summit, the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said he was confident a free trade deal with India could be secured, but cautioned there was still hard work to do. Negotiations on a trade deal began in January of 2022 and have already missed several political deadlines, but recent comments from both Britain and India have suggested progress has been made.
So there is hard work to do. Trade deals of this size and ambition are never easy, and that's what we want. We want an ambitious, comprehensive trade deal. That has to be a win-win for both countries. I would never put arbitrary deadlines on trade deals for exactly this reason. They need to work for Britain, they need to work for the British people, and we will get through the work that requires doing and just keep going through it. I'm confident that there is a deal there to be done, but as I said, there is hard work to go in order to achieve it.
The Group of 20 adopted a consensus declaration at the G20 summit that avoided condemning Russia for the war in Ukraine, but called on all states not to use force to grab territory.
The summit has adopted the G20 New Delhi Leaders' Declaration.
The consensus came as a surprise, as G20 is deeply divided over the war in Ukraine, with Western nations earlier pushing for strong condemnation of Russia in the leaders' declaration, while others demanded a focus on broader economic issues.
What I think is important is what is the position which that country has taken, how much that country has contributed to the deliberations and the outcomes. And I would say here that all the G20 members, and since the question was asked specifically about China, I would say China as well, that China was very supportive.
Global leaders announced a multinational rail and ports deal linking the Middle East and South Asia on the sidelines of the G20 summit.
As we work to address infrastructure gaps across low and middle income countries, we need to maximize the impacts of our investments. That's why a few months ago I announced that the United States will work with our partners to invest in economic corridors. In practice, it means we're focusing on regional infrastructure projects that deliver results across multiple countries and in multiple sectors.
This is nothing but historic. It will be the most direct connection to date between India, the Arabian Gulf, and Europe, with a rail link that will make trade between India and Europe 40% faster, with an electricity cable and a clean hydrogen pipeline to foster clean energy trade between Asia, the Middle East, and Europe.
The G20 previously comprised 19 countries in the European Union, with the members representing around 85% of global GDP, more than 75% of global trade, and about 2/3 of the world population.